a few characteristics of a wicked woman, part 1. Number 1 is she knows the law, statutes, and commandments and chooses not to keep them. She doesn't keep the dietary law. She still chooses to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. She still dresses immodestly, breaks the Sabbath. It says in Psalms chapter 119 and 53, "Horror had taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake thy law." Number 2 is she tears her house down, and she does this by not following Proverbs 31, Titus 2, 1 Peter 3, Sirach 25, Sirach 26. She doesn't accept her biblical role as a woman, which is to be a helpmeet. She doesn't want to hear about the righteous women in the Bible. She says she's a feminist, she's an independent woman, she doesn't need a man. It says in the book of Proverbs chapter 14 and 1, "Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her own hands." And number 3 is a wicked woman does not fear the Lord. She's not very mindful in how she moves and the things she does and says. It says in Sirach chapter 27 and 3, "Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown." Number 4 is she has no discipline or self-control. She doesn't apply the fruits of the spirit, and she is carnally minded. Anything someone says or does, she completely just loses it. She's always crashing out. She's lustful, slothful, lazy, doesn't resist temptation. It says in Romans chapter 8 and 6, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." And number 5 is a wicked woman is lukewarm. A woman that's lukewarm is a woman that's somewhat diligent one day, then the next day she took a day off and went to the club. One day she's righteous and the next day she's not. She says she believes, but her actions are still of the world. She still has a lot of worldly tendencies. It says in Revelation chapter 3 and 14, "I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot. So then because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth." Number 6 is a wicked woman is loud and disrespectful. This is the woman that's always yelling, causing a scene. She's disrespectful, argumentative, and contentious. She always has something to say and she tears down with her words. It says in Proverbs 9 and 13, "A foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple and knoweth nothing." It also says in Proverbs 7 and 11, "She is loud and stubborn, her feet abideth not in her house." And number 7 is a wicked woman is whorish, promiscuous, and immodest. One of the major signs of a wicked woman is promiscuity and whoredom. She sleeps around and she's into all type of lewdness and fornication. Her body is always uncovered. She's shameless. We've all heard of the Jezebel spirit. You don't want to be that type of woman. It says in the book of Sirach chapter 26 and 9, "The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids." And lastly, these aren't in order, but number 8 is a wicked woman is a drunkard. And this is both physically and spiritually. She's always out partying, getting drunk, wasted. On a spiritual level, she's always going off into different doctrines. She reads all these crazy books. She's into horoscopes and chakras. It says in the book of Sirach chapter 26 and 8, "A drunken woman and gatter abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame."